Peace and blessings, peace and blessings. It's your brother, Big C, Amir Hassan, checking in live, coming at you live from, I'm in the beautiful city of San Francisco right now. It's about 4:38 in the morning, and that's what I do. I work the late night shift, so I'm on lunch break right now. Got a couple more hours and I'll be up out of here. I'm gonna put it down, man, but the thing about what I want to talk about today is, first of all, you guys like and subscribe. I need more subscribers. I need more likes for my videos. If you enjoy my videos, or if you rocking with your partner Big C, man, y'all go ahead and like my channel, subscribe, like my videos, subscribe, and check out my Town Vision podcast at townvision.com. That's TOWNVIZION, townvision.com, in association with Aldro Media. So, yeah, man, I'm a hardworking man, I wear many hats. As you see, I do all kind of stuff in the Bay Area. I'm from Oakland, California. I'm an OG from the hood. That went on to do good. Anyway, I've been a social worker since 2009 to 2020. I was a social worker, and I got that job when I got out of prison, because I felt like I could give back to the community. I could help some of the people that I helped destroy, and I could be my ideal self, a compassionate caregiver to my people. So I learned a lot working in that job about mental health, homelessness, PTSD, economic warfare, disenfranchisement, and other things that plague the black community, right? So I got burnt out on that because I was working with a lot of people that really had so many issues that it was hard for them to change their situation, you know what I'm saying? And it wasn't a lot of, I don't see a lot of programs that's effective to help these people. They put a Band-Aid every time these politicians get on TV and talk about these issues. They put a Band-Aid on it. We got so much money going to this project, but the projects are not effective. You know what I'm saying? It's like poverty pimping. It's like they get all this money donated from the government or from wherever they get this money, and then they pay themselves, but and they implement these whack ass programs with these people, but none ain't never changed, right? So I got tired of that shit. I had some ideas. In the future, I plan to create an avenue for people to, get help with homelessness and PTSD, mental health, and drug use. Because what we got in effect now ain't doing nothing. So, with that said, I'm riding around San Francisco. I drive around the city. San Francisco is a beautiful city. Got a lot of nice neighborhoods and $1 million homes, billionaire homes, right up the street in Diamond Heights and Pacific and Broadway, Pacific Heights and Broadway and all that stuff. They got some beautiful places, man. I'm talking about $1 million homes, multi-million-dollar homes, tens of $1 million, $20, $30 million homes. And then right down the street, right outside, it's motherfuckers walking around with blankets. People walking around with old blankets, carrying mattresses, you know what I'm saying, little baby mattresses, all their belongings in the shopping cart, sitting in circles, powwows, having powwows, using drugs, meth, heroin, fentanyl, whatever they using, coke, and right down the street though, it's $1 million homes, man. You know, and what I seen in the last couple years before the pandemic, San Francisco was popping. They had all the tech companies out here. You know, a lot of those tech companies moved to Austin, Texas, and different places because of the taxes in California, and I don't blame them. You know, all these tech companies, all these startups, tech startups, all this, it was vibrant. I mean, I do Uber, man, it'd be going down. I couldn't wait to get to San Francisco on some nights because I know I'm gonna make a lot of money. But after the pandemic and after this trade war with China, which ushered in the coronavirus, you know, I think that trade war and the coronavirus got something to do with each other. After all that stuff came to pass and then we went on lockdown, you come back to San Francisco. One night I was driving out here during the lockdown, and I made a lot of money doing DoorDash, right? But it was nobody on the streets, and it was crazy. It was like Invasion of the Body Snatchers. It was just pods and tents and homeless people on the streets, and everybody else was AWOL. So driving around, I start seeing more and more homelessness. The Tenderloin has always been a place in San Francisco where drug addicts congregate, and drug dealers and drug addicts and homeless, the homeless, they congregate out there. But now it's like, you know, it's really out of hand. And a lot of times those people, you know, they don't have no restrooms, so they shitting on the sides. Excuse my language. They using the bathroom on the sidewalks. They urinating, defecating. Some people just stand up against the wall and use it, you know. And it's just terrible, you know, all this beautiful architecture and the history of San Francisco, the tourism and all that stuff. These people are just out here, you know, walking around with their blankets and getting high, you know. But the thing is, San Francisco has a lot of empty space. You know, I'm thinking, man, you could build a shelter like warehouse, hire the homeless to be porters and janitors in a place, and you know, make sure that they keep the place as clean as possible. Get you some restrooms and some showers, and make a laundry room, you know, and hire them with all this money that they're getting for the homes. They're getting them hotels. They got all this other stuff going on, which is really nothing. Like, it's the Band-Aid. They got these Band-Aids for these homeless folks, and it's not helping. So with a permanent place like that, you know, divert some of that taxpayer money to that facility, provide them with the services that you know, the services, nonprofits and health services and mental health service, Catholic charities, send them through there throughout the week, and work with these people. You know, have some groups, mental health groups, doctors going through their nurses, and help these people. You know, but they don't want to do that. You know, I don't know what they're trying to do. You know, the only thing they're going to do out here in these streets like this is just die and continue to use drugs. So if they really want to help, they would create this type of environment. And plus, it's getting cold now, so you know, it's gonna be ugly for them. And I believe, man, that you know, this is our house. America is our house. The city, say San Francisco, our house. We cleaned up the living room and the dining room and the front yard, but the bathroom and the backyard is filthy. You know, and so if the whole house ain't cleaned, the whole house is filthy, because that's how disease can be passed on, all kind of madness, health disparities, crime, you know, um, you know, Ronald Reagan, he opened up the mental health institutions, which they wasn't doing what they were supposed to be doing with these people. People don't really. A lot of people that work in these fields don't have the real compassion to help the people, man. You know what I'm saying? They just be getting a check. So, we need some real people that's been through it to come back and help their people. And that's what I think they should hire, people that's been in that position. You got these people coming in from college and different states, and, a lot of these people got prejudices and bias. And this is a non-biased, prejudiced situation that they need to be in. But you got people coming with they already poisoned towards these people. They don't like them. They feel some kind of way about them. And, they just don't have the experience to deal with these people. So we need some people with experience to deal with these people, and we need some people at the table to make the decisions. Some people that's been involved in this life and have the experience to be at the table to make the decisions that affect the homeless and the mental health and the drug users. Other than that, they just trying to let them die out in the streets, man. It's just like you just go throw your garbage. You got maggots and roaches and everything. You just throw your garbage in the middle of the street, and whoever it affect, it might crawl into somebody else's house. You know what I'm saying? So what? You got rid of it. You threw it in the front of your building, so you don't give a fuck what happens. So we gotta help these people, man, because it's crazy. You walk out in San Francisco at night. A guy came to my window, homeless guy. I was driving the vehicle that I drive at night, and he was like, "Man, what kind of car is this?" I told him what kind of car it was, and I told him, "Man, if you get your license and go get your mind right, man, you get a job too, like driving these cars." And he was like, "Nah." He actually, he was smiling. He was, at first I thought he was going to be a lunatic, so I rolled down the window kind of aggressive, like, "What the fuck you want?" And once he started talking, it seemed like he had a little sense. So he said he was from Texas, and he came out here. So I see he got all the homeless people. They got at this time of night, they got some blankets or a big coat, so he had a blanket on them. I'm like, "Man, so what's your drug of choice?" And he said, "Well, shit, I use recreational drugs." I'm like, "Man, what's your drug of choice?" So I started naming off drugs, and he used pretty much all of them: meth, heroin, fentanyl. So I asked him, I'm like, "Yeah, man, do you think you need some help? You go into a program?" He's like, "Oh, no, I ain't really got no problem, man." I'm like, "Well, shit, you like it out here?" And he thought about it for a minute. I said, "What is it?" So I interjected, or I was thinking, I was like, "What is it? The freedom of being outside?" And I could pretty much pinpoint, put a finger on it. That's pretty much what it is. A lot of people, a lot of these people, they've failed at a lot of stuff in life, and the drugs and camaraderie with other people that's in the same situation is that's what they out here for. You know what I'm saying? That makes them, I guess that fills a void for them. And it's a lot of homeless people out here, and I noticed that, they do be in groups. So, they do look out for each other. And I know that from selling drugs. I sold drugs for 30 years, man. So I know that when I was in that mind state of living off the grid, being on the outside of society, and creating my own world. That was an ideal place for us to have a building where there was no authority up in it. The owner wasn't at the building. We took over the manager's office, and we lived outside. You know what I'm saying? We had some spots in the building, but we lived like shit, Vikings. We lived like homeless people, and we sold drugs, and that was just like the ideal environment. We didn't have to worry about the police. We could do what the hell we wanted to do. Everybody was on the same page. Fuck society. We made our own rules in our own society, and that hurt a lot of people, killed a lot of people. When you're not doing what's right, the outcome of what you're doing will eventually shed a light on is it good for you or if it's not good for you. And a lot of people say, man, I don't knock the experiences I had. I don't knock the experiences I had neither. But those experiences leave wounds. And a lot of us was traumatized by the violence and the drug use, dealing with people with mental health issues. You got people in the black community that don't even know they got mental health issues. Some have minor mental health issues, some have major, some have problem with understanding certain things, some have problems functioning, some have emotional and relationship problems and violence, anger problems and stuff like that. And all this comes from the way that we choose to live, because all of it is a choice. If a lot of people made those drug using choices. Well, it's consequences to that. From using all these drugs, you develop mental health issues and health issues, physical health issues. So, is it worth it? I know a lot of people that have gotten sick because of their drug use, and now they want to stop doing some of the stuff. Now that they stopped doing the stuff that they did to get sick, they're in a different mind state and they want to live a better life. But they wasn't thinking about that or couldn't think about that while they were in their addiction and suffering from their mental health issues. So yeah, man, this homelessness it's a way to fix it. It's just that America is so fucking greedy. We got all these rich ass people with so much money they don't know what to do with. Like they talk about Dave Chappelle fighting down on the LGBT community. Well, the rich have been fighting down on the regular beings and the poor and impoverished people for years because they want to keep them in that position. We don't own none of these high rises out there. Ain't no black owned high rises in San Francisco, damn near in no city in the United States that I know of. If some, let me know. But that's a testament of the head start that the elite people got, and they don't want to relinquish their gains to help nobody. So, yeah, we're gonna have to figure this out ourselves. And the homeless issue in the Bay Area is a health issue. It's a mental health issue and a safety health issue. Because if we get some kind of virus or some kind of plague going on, how are we gonna be able to monitor it with these people living like basically animals all over the damn Bay Area, So we got to clean our house, man. We got to clean the whole house, And that don't mean be cruel and evil to people, That's how people got out there in the first place. The cruelty and evil in the basic structure of society. You know how they redlined the African American people in the 50s and created these ghettos. You know how they created the ghettos in the 1900s. You know, and the elite took the prime real estate, and all the corporations was started, and the homesteading was started by the white race, which has the majority, and was bullying on the African Americans, and created an environment of poverty, you know, and lack and disenfranchisement, you know. So we've been fighting to get an even ground since after slavery. So yeah, man, this is a creation of evil people, because it's people. You know, we could start off with, if we petition the citizens of this country to deal with homelessness in San Francisco. Let's start in San Francisco and LA, and we get a warehouse with all these services and you know, restrooms and showers and you know, just a place where people could go and get their stuff together. You know, that would stop a lot of stuff, man. That would stop a lot of crime. That would stop a lot of sickness. You know, it would help. But these greedy ass people with all this money, you know what I'm saying? All they want to do is their cure for this is to kill the people. You know, so, and by that, you know, what I mean by killing them is, if you're not helping them, you're hurting them. You know, so what's gonna happen to a person that's sick in the streets? He's gonna die. They've dropped people off from the hospital, homeless people from the hospital at the bus stop, in hospital stuff, with the hospital. I went to one park we outreached to in Oakland. It was a whole hospital bed out in the park. The ambulance just drop them off in the park, you know? So this homeless stuff in the Bay Area and around the country, I could just imagine on the East Coast. You know, it's getting cold. These people need somewhere to go, and they need some help. And all this bullshit that's going on in the world about, you know, the gay people talking about Dave Chappelle and all that, man, man, shut up. Sticks and stones may hurt my bones, but names will never hurt me. What about the real issues? What about the death and destruction and the violence and the drug use and the sickness in our communities? You know? And a lot of that stuff plays into it, you know? All that neglect, all that self-gratification and narcissism, you know, that's what we're dealing with. So yeah, I just want to come at y'all with that little message. We gotta find a way to help these people, man. You know, we help these people, and we help ourselves. So with that said, y'all like and subscribe to my channel, Big C. Go to Big King Amir _25th on Instagram. Amir Hassan on Facebook. Townvision.com. TOWNVIZION. Townvision.com for a podcast, man, where we talk to a lot of brothers in the communities trying to get their shit together. We talk to some brothers doing multiple decades in prison, coming home, transitioning. We talk to health gurus and my boy DB, which has a great training on emotional intelligence and insurance, the insurance queen, Harriet Tubman of insurance, Rachel Akbar. We talked to a lot of people, man. So y'all go like that channel and like my stuff. And y'all leave a comment, tell me if I'm doing good, anything I could change, or whatever you want to say. But yeah, check it out. Peace and blessings. I'm gone, y'all. Y'all have a good one.